I had everything: the house, the title, the car in the driveway that made the neighbors look twice, the watch that felt heavy on my wrist, like proof that I had made it. From the outside, my life looked complete, polished, successful, finished. But almost every night, I'd lie awake staring at the ceiling, asking myself a question I was too ashamed to say out loud. Why am I not happy? I kept telling myself it would come later. Happiness was a reward. That's what I believed. Work now, enjoy later, sacrifice now, relax later. That was the deal, and I signed it early. I grew up believing peace was something you earned, something you deserved only after you proved yourself. So I set out to prove myself to teachers, to bosses, to strangers, to people who weren't even watching. I worked like I was being chased. 60 hours a week turned into 70 vacations, became email sessions in different time zones. Family dinners became maybe next time, and every achievement felt like a point on the scoreboard of my worth promotion. Point bigger house, point investment account growing, point. But here's the thing no one tells you: the scoreboard never ends. There's always another quarter to play. I remember the day I got the corner office. This was supposed to be it. The moment I closed the door, Saturday behind that big desk, looked out the window like I'd imagined 1,000 times. I waited for the feeling. It came for about 30 seconds, then it faded, and what replaced it? Emptiness, not dramatic, not loud, just hollow, like I'd climbed a mountain only to realize there was another one behind it. People told me I was living the dream. I smiled. I nodded, but inside, I felt like an actor playing a successful man. I wore the suit, said the lines, hit the marks, but when the lights went off, I didn't know who I was. Because the truth, the one I avoided for years, was this: I built a life designed to impress people, not fulfill me. That realization didn't hit all at once. It came in moments, like when my son asked if I could come to his game. And I said, I've got an important meeting. He nodded, tried to act like it was fine. But I saw it, that quick flash of disappointment before he looked away. Or when my wife said, you're here, but you're not really here. I didn't understand it at the time. I was providing. Wasn't that enough? Number it wasn't, because I confused providing with presence. I confused admiration with love. I confused success with significance. Years passed, more titles, more money, more recognition, and somehow less peace. I remember sitting alone in my office late one night. Everyone had gone home. The building was silent. I looked at the awards on the wall, the framed certificates, the polished furniture, and I asked myself something I'd been avoiding for decades: if all of this disappeared tomorrow. Who am I? The answer terrified me. I didn't know my identity was welded to my achievements. My self-worth depended on performance. My happiness depended on outcomes, and outcomes always change. No wonder I felt unstable. I was building permanence out of temporary things. I started noticing something. Every time I got what I wanted, the satisfaction faded faster than the effort it took to get it. The car became normal, the house became walls, the title became baseline. It was like drinking salt water. The more I consumed, the thirstier I felt. Then I started watching people who seemed genuinely content. Not flashy, not wealthy, just steady, peaceful. There was an older man in my neighborhood, small house, old truck. Every morning he'd sit on his porch with a cup of coffee like he had nowhere else to be. He looked light, and I couldn't understand it. How could someone with less seem to have more? The difference was simple. He wasn't postponing joy. He wasn't measuring his life against some future version of himself. He wasn't saying, I'll be happy when. The real shift for me didn't come from losing everything. It came from realizing I had been chasing the wrong thing all along. As a kid, I watched my father come home exhausted from work. I saw how people treated him because of his job, and I made a silent promise. I will never feel that small. I will matter. But here's what I didn't understand. You can't heal insecurity with applause. You can't fix a childhood wound with a corner office. You can't earn your way into feeling enough. No achievement can silence the belief that you're not worthy. That belief has to be confronted directly. So I stopped asking, what else do I need to achieve? And I started asking, why do I believe I'm not enough right now? That question changed everything. I began doing something radical. I slowed down. I put my phone away at dinner. I listened without planning my response. I sat still without reaching for distraction. At first it felt uncomfortable, almost wrong, like I was falling behind. But something strange happened in the quiet moments I used to avoid. I felt alive, a simple conversation at the table, a walk with no destination, laughter that wasn't rushed. Happiness wasn't hiding at the top of the mountain, it was hiding in the steps I kept skipping. And I realized something else. I had been using busyness as armor. As long as I was chasing the next goal, I didn't have to sit with myself. Achievement was a distraction, silence was exposure. And exposure can be scary when you've built your identity on applause. There was regret, a lot of it. Missed games, missed dinners, missed moments. But regret can either trap you or teach you. I chose to let it teach me. I redefined success. Not as accumulation, but as alignment. Is my time aligned with what matters? Is my energy aligned with my values? Am I present where I am? The more I looked inward, the less I needed to prove something outward. Peace isn't a product you buy at retirement. It's a decision you practice daily. There are still days the old voice whispers, do more, be more, earn more. But now I recognize it, that voice isn't ambition, it's fear. Ambition is powerful. But when ambition replaces self-acceptance, it becomes a prison if you're listening to this thinking, so I should stop striving. Number build, create, dream big. Just don't attach your worth to the result. Don't postpone your life waiting for some future version of you to finally feel complete. Because that version never arrives the way you imagine. You think you'll feel secure when the bank account hits a number. It hits the number, the target moves. You think respect will quiet your doubt. It doesn't. You think once everything is in order, you'll relax. Life never stays in order. If your happiness depends on conditions, you'll always be negotiating your joy. The greatest shift in my life came when I accepted something simple: I am enough. On the days I win, on the days I fail, on the days no one notices me. That acceptance didn't make me lazy, it made me lighter. I still work, I still strive, but I no longer chase worth. I had everything I thought I wanted. But I was never truly happy because I was searching for an internal feeling in external achievements. The peace I was chasing wasn't out there, it was waiting for me to stop running. And here's what I know now. The finish line you're sprinting toward, it's a mirage. The peace you're looking for, it's in this step, right now. Don't build a life that looks impressive but feels empty. Don't sacrifice today for a tomorrow that keeps moving. Don't wait until you have everything to realize what you truly needed was already within you. I had the house, the title, the recognition, and still I was restless the day I stopped trying to become someone impressive and started learning how to simply be present. That was the day happiness stopped feeling like a target and started feeling like home.